Stop scrolling for a second. Ask yourself this. When was the last time you were truly here? Not thinking, not planning, just being. Have you ever noticed how your mind keeps running? Either chasing what's already gone or worrying about what hasn't come yet? Most of us live like that, trapped between yesterday and tomorrow, while the present moment quietly slips away. We replay old mistakes, regret the things we can't change, or anxiously plan for things we can't control. And somewhere in between, life, real life, is happening, but we're too distracted to notice. The truth is, peace doesn't exist in the past or future. It only lives here, in this very breath you're taking. Yet our minds are like restless monkeys, jumping from thought to thought, memory to memory. But imagine this. What if you could pause that noise, even for a few moments? What if you could simply be here, feeling your breath, hearing the quiet hum of life around you, sensing the gentle weight of this instant? That's what it means to live in the present moment, to stop overthinking, to let go of the past and stop worrying about what's next. It's not about escaping life, it's about finally arriving in it. Through the practice of mindfulness, you can retrain your mind to come home, again and again, to the now. Start by breathing consciously. Inhale deeply, feel your lungs expand. Exhale slowly, let go of everything you don't need to carry. Notice how even one mindful breath softens the edges of your anxiety. Every time your thoughts wander, gently bring them back, like guiding a child home. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. The noise quiets, the heart softens. And what you begin to feel is peace, not the kind you search for, but the kind that was always here, waiting. Living in the present doesn't mean you forget your past or ignore your future. It means you stop being owned by them. You learn to honor the past, plan for tomorrow, but live today. So right now, as you listen, take a deep breath. This moment, right here, is your home. Don't miss it. If you're ready to find calm, clarity, and a deeper connection with yourself, stay with me. Because in the next moments, we'll walk together through simple, powerful ways to free your mind and live with true peace. And now we'll move to the first part of today's video, coming home to the present, because that's what living in the now truly means. Not escaping life, but finally arriving in it. Most of us don't live where our bodies are. Our minds are busy wandering, replaying the past, rehearsing the future, worrying about things that may never happen. We exist in fragments of time, but rarely in this moment, right here. It's strange, isn't it? The only moment we can actually live, we keep missing. We look back with regret, we look ahead with fear, and in doing so, we lose the only place where peace can ever exist. Now, when you live in the present, something begins to shift. Your breathing slows, your shoulders soften, colors seem brighter, sounds become clearer. Even a simple sip of tea feels more alive. It's not that life suddenly changes, it's that you finally show up to experience it. The mind loves to drag us away, whispering, "What if?" or "if only." But awareness is like the sun. When you bring the light of presence to your thoughts, the shadows of fear begin to dissolve. You stop fighting with time. You stop carrying the weight of stories that no longer belong to you. Eckhart Tolle once said, "Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Make the now the primary focus of your life." That's the power of now. The only place where you can truly act, feel, love, and heal. So how do we begin? By doing something profoundly simple. Observe. Look around. Not to judge, not to label, but just to see. Notice the sunlight dancing on your hands, the sound of your breath, the sensation of your feet touching the floor. When you observe without judgment, you reconnect with reality as it is, not as your thoughts want it to be. Try this. The next time you eat, just eat. Don't scroll, don't plan, don't analyze. Taste the food, feel the texture, listen to the sounds around you. It's not about doing less. It's about being more present in whatever you do. Living in the now doesn't mean erasing your past or ignoring your future. It means freeing your mind from their grip, You still learn from yesterday, you still plan for tomorrow, but your heart stays anchored in it today. Think of life like a river. The past is upstream, the future downstream. You can't swim backward or leap ahead. All you can do is float with awareness, right where you are. And when you do, you'll find that the river itself, this moment, carries everything you've been looking for. So take a deep breath. Feel it enter your body, a reminder that this is your real home, not your memories, not your worries. Every breath you take is a doorway back to yourself. Coming home to the present isn't a technique. It's a gentle return, a remembering that peace isn't somewhere else. It's here, waiting for you to notice. Sometimes when we finally return to the present, we notice something. The past still tugs at us. Memories, regrets, old wounds. They echo quietly beneath the surface. So as we move to the next part of today's video, releasing the weight of the past, let's explore how to free ourselves from the stories that no longer serve our peace. You see, the past is powerful. It shapes who we are, but it can also chain us to who we used to be. We carry the echoes of our mistakes, the faces of those who hurt us, the words we wish we hadn't said. And slowly, without noticing, we start living not from the present, but from memory. Think about how often your reactions today are built on something that happened years ago. A harsh word from someone you love brings back the pain of an old rejection. You hold back from love, from trust, from life, not because of now, but because of then. That's how the past continues to breathe through us, long after it's gone. But here's the truth. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means you stop letting your memories own you. It's accepting that what happened, happened, and you no longer have to carry it as your identity. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful ways to set yourself free. Not forgiveness for others, but for yourself. For the things you didn't know, for the choices you made when you were still learning how to live. When you forgive, you're not excusing the past. You're releasing its grip on your heart. Imagine your past as a heavy bag you've been carrying for years. You don't need to throw it away, just set it down. You can still open it, learn from it, but you no longer need to drag it with you everywhere you go. Every wound holds a lesson. Pain, when faced with awareness, becomes wisdom. That heartbreak you endured taught you how to love more gently. That mistake that once broke you, it showed you where you needed to grow. In this way, the past becomes not a prison, but a teacher. Mindfulness and meditation can help you see this clearly. When you sit quietly and observe your thoughts, you begin to notice how the past sneaks in. Through a smell, a sound, a word. Instead of pushing it away, you simply notice. Ah, that's a memory. You breathe. You allow it to pass. Writing can also be healing. Pour your story onto paper, not to relive it, but to release it. Give your pain a voice so it no longer needs to whisper from the shadows. And if it feels too heavy, share it with someone you trust. Sometimes saying it aloud is the first step to letting it go. Healing from the past isn't a straight path. It's not about waking up one morning and suddenly feeling free. It's about choosing, again and again, to live with gentleness toward your own history. Be patient with yourself. You're not behind. You're becoming. And every moment you choose presence over memory, peace begins to take root again. So take a deep breath. This moment isn't the past repeating itself. It's the chance to begin again. Lighter, softer, freer. After learning to release the weight of the past, we often find ourselves standing quietly in the present, lighter but still searching. There's one more key that unlocks deep peace within us. So, we will move to the next part of today's video. The grace of acceptance. Acceptance is perhaps one of the most misunderstood forms of strength. Many think acceptance means giving up or allowing life to just happen to us. But true acceptance is not surrender. It is alignment. It is the gentle recognition that this moment right here is exactly as it should be. When we stop resisting reality, something shifts. The heart relaxes, the mind softens. Suffering often begins not because of what is, but because of our inner fight against what is. We want life to follow our plan, people to act according to our expectations, emotions to feel only pleasant. And when they don't, we suffer twice, once from reality and once from our resistance to it. Acceptance invites us to see things clearly, without judgment. It says, this too is part of the journey. It doesn't mean you approve of everything or stop growing. It simply means you stop wasting energy denying what already exists. When you accept an emotion, even sadness, fear, or anger, you give it permission to pass. When you fight it, you feed it. Acceptance transforms pain into presence. It's the difference between being drowned by emotion and observing it flow through you. Think of a river. You can stand against the current, exhausted, or you can float with it, trusting it will carry you to a calmer shore. That's what acceptance is, a trust in the natural intelligence of life. Perfectionism is one of the biggest barriers to acceptance. We're taught to constantly improve, achieve, and fix ourselves. But when you live only to fix, you forget that you're already whole. Acceptance isn't the end of growth. It's the soil where real growth begins. Try this. The next time something doesn't go your way, pause. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this moment teaching me? This simple shift transforms resistance into awareness. Gratitude naturally grows from acceptance. When you stop demanding that life look a certain way, you begin to notice the quiet miracles around you. A breath, a sunrise, the sound of laughter. Peace isn't found by controlling your world, but by opening your heart to it. Mindfulness and meditation nurture this spirit of acceptance. Each breath you take can become an act of surrender, not of defeat, but of trust. You sit, you breathe, you let the moment be what it is. Over time, you discover that peace isn't somewhere else. It's been waiting here, within you, all along. Acceptance doesn't mean you'll never feel pain again. It means that even in pain, you can remain kind. It means that you see beauty in imperfection, courage in vulnerability, and strength in letting go. There's a quiet grace in saying, this is enough. Because in that moment, the noise of striving fades, and what's left is simple, gentle presence. So as you listen to this, perhaps take one deep breath, right now. Feel the air enter and leave your body. That breath itself is acceptance. Life moving through you, without needing permission. And in that, there's peace. After embracing acceptance, something within us begins to bloom. A quiet strength, a subtle joy. From that stillness, life itself starts to feel lighter, clearer, more alive. So now we will move to the next part of today's video, the joy of living in the present. When you truly live in the present moment, you begin to notice how much of your suffering was self-created, born from worrying about tomorrow or replaying yesterday. The first and most immediate benefit is the softening of stress and anxiety. The mind, once crowded with noise, learns to rest. You stop running endless scenarios in your head and simply breathe. The body follows, the heartbeat steadies, the muscles relax, and peace quietly returns home to you. Living in the present doesn't mean ignoring your problems. It means meeting them from a calm and grounded place. When the mind isn't trapped in fear of the future, you make wiser decisions. You respond instead of react. And that alone transforms the way you experience life. Emotional balance naturally flows from this awareness. When you are present, emotions no longer control you. You witness them rise and fall like waves on the ocean. You start to realize that anger, fear, and sadness are not enemies. They are passing clouds in the vast sky of your consciousness. You are the sky, not the storm. Being present also deepens your relationships. When you truly listen, not to reply, but to understand, people feel seen. Your presence becomes a gift, one more powerful than any advice or comfort you could offer. In a world full of distractions, genuine attention is rare and healing. As presence grows, gratitude blossoms. When you slow down enough to see what's already here, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, a shared laugh, the breath in your lungs, you realize life has been generous all along. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present. It transforms ordinary moments into sacred ones. And then there's adaptability. the quiet resilience that comes from being anchored in the now. When challenges arise, you no longer panic or cling to control. Instead, you meet life as it unfolds, one moment at a time. Because presence is not about perfection, it's about flow. The tree that bends with the wind does not break. All these changes, calmness, clarity, compassion, lead to something profound. A life that feels whole. Not a life without problems, but a life where problems no longer own you. You begin to understand that happiness was never somewhere else. It was hidden beneath layers of worry, waiting for your return. Living in the present moment doesn't just change how you think, it changes who you are. It invites you to inhabit your own life fully, to participate in each second as if it truly mattered. Because it does. So perhaps as you're listening right now, take a deep breath. Notice the air entering your body. Notice how it leaves. This breath, this very moment, is life. And life, when lived fully, doesn't need to be extraordinary to be beautiful. It just needs you, here, now, awake. After discovering the peace that comes from living in the present, it's natural to wonder, what kind of mindset sustains this peace? As we continue our journey today, we'll explore from scarcity to abundance, the mindset that transforms your life, a shift in perception that opens the door to freedom, gratitude, and true inner wealth. Many of us grow up shaped by fear, fear of not having enough, not being enough, or losing what we have. This scarcity mindset makes us cling tightly to control, compare ourselves to others, and chase after things that never truly satisfy. When we live this way, our focus narrows. We see only what's missing, not what's already present. Our hearts become tense, and joy fades into anxiety. But life begins to change the moment we realize. Abundance is not something we gain, it's something we awaken to. An abundance mindset doesn't deny life's challenges. It simply sees beyond them. It's the quiet trust that life supports you, that opportunities always flow, and that you are part of something larger and generous. The first step toward this transformation is gratitude. Gratitude dissolves the illusion of lack. When you consciously acknowledge even the smallest blessings, a kind word, a breath of fresh air, a shared smile, your energy shifts from "I need more" to "I already have enough." And from that state, more naturally flows to you. The second step is releasing comparison. No two journeys are the same. Comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20 only breeds resentment and self-doubt. The abundance mindset invites you to celebrate others' success as proof of what's possible, not as a threat. Third, trust the flow of life. Instead of forcing outcomes or fearing uncertainty, allow things to unfold in their own time. This doesn't mean being passive. It means acting with faith rather than fear. When you trust that the universe provides what's right for you, you stop grasping and start growing. Visualization can also nurture abundance. Imagine yourself living with calm, confidence, and gratitude. But remember, it's not about clinging to a specific result. True abundance comes from detachment, from knowing that your peace isn't dependent on any external condition. Abundance is not just material wealth, it's the richness of experience, connection, and meaning. It's the joy of giving without expecting, the serenity of knowing you are exactly where you need to be. As this understanding deepens, you'll notice subtle shifts. Envy turns into inspiration. Fear becomes curiosity, and control softens into flow. You begin to live not from scarcity, but from a state of enoughness. And from that, everything expands. In this way, abundance becomes a natural expression of mindfulness itself. The more present you are, the more you recognize how full life already is. And as we close this part of our journey, we'll be moving to the next and final chapter, where mindfulness blossoms into a lasting way of life, a daily practice of peace and fulfillment. As we move forward from the mindset of abundance, a natural question arises. If life is already enough, why do we still fear what's to come? Let's continue our journey today as we move into the next part, embracing the unknown, overcoming the fear of the future. Fear of the future is deeply human. It stems from our mind's desire to control the uncontrollable. to predict, plan, and protect ourselves from pain. But the truth is, the future doesn't exist yet. It's only a projection of thought, shaped by memory and imagination. The more we try to hold on to it, the further we drift from the only place we can truly live, the present moment. Our minds are storytellers. They create endless what-if scenarios. What if I fail? What if I lose everything? What if things go wrong? These stories feel real because our bodies react to them as if they're happening now. We breathe faster, our muscles tense, and our peace disappears. Yet most of what we fear never actually happens. The first step in overcoming fear of the future is recognition, realizing that fear itself is not the enemy. It's a messenger. It reminds us of where we've placed our trust, in control rather than in presence. When fear arises, instead of pushing it away, try gently observing it. Ask yourself, is this fear a fact or just a thought? Most of the time, it's just the mind's attempt to feel safe by predicting outcomes. The second step is returning to what you can control, the now. You cannot control the future, but you can choose how to show up today. You can choose your attitude, your focus, your breath. By taking small, mindful actions, making one conscious decision at a time, you reclaim your power from the unknown. Live one day at a time. The mind loves to jump ahead, to weeks, months, years, imagining all that could go wrong. But peace only exists in this moment. When you bring your attention back to today, fear loses its grip. Simple tools can help: mindfulness meditation, slow breathing, and gentle self-inquiry. Whenever fear shows up, pause, inhale deeply, ask, what's real right now? What can I appreciate in this moment? Gratitude shifts your focus from fear of what's missing to appreciation for what is. Over time, gratitude becomes a bridge, transforming anxiety into wonder. You begin to see the future not as a threat, but as an invitation to explore, to learn, to grow. Trust replaces tension. You start to understand that uncertainty isn't an enemy. It's life's way of keeping us open and humble. When we surrender the need to know everything, we make space for something greater: creativity, peace, and faith. To live without fearing the future is not to deny planning or responsibility. It's to plan with awareness, act with intention, and trust without attachment. And when fear does arise, as it sometimes will, remember that you are bigger than your thoughts. The same awareness that observes fear is untouched by it. That awareness is your true self, calm, unshakable, and free. So take a deep breath. Let tomorrow come in its own time. You are safe here now, and the future will unfold exactly as it should. As we continue our journey, we'll move into the next and final part, where all these lessons unite into a mindful way of living, a daily harmony between presence, peace, and purpose. As we take a deep breath after learning to face the unknown future, one truth softly rises from within. Peace doesn't come from controlling life. It blooms from appreciating it. And so, we now move into the next part, the heart of gratitude, returning home to the present. Gratitude is not just a feeling. It is a way of seeing. It's the quiet art of noticing what's already here instead of what's missing. When you practice gratitude, your attention gently shifts from what's wrong to what's right, from what's next to what's now. And in that subtle shift, a miracle happens. Your mind becomes still and your heart opens. Think about this. How often do we rush through the day, chasing tasks, solving problems, scrolling endlessly, yet forget to pause and simply feel grateful to be alive? Gratitude brings us home, back to the breath, back to the beating of our heart, back to this living moment that's happening right now. You don't need a perfect life to be grateful. You only need awareness. Every morning you wake up, that's a gift. The warmth of sunlight on your skin, that's grace. A simple meal, a friend's message, the sound of rain. These are all small, sacred whispers of life saying, I'm here with you. When you consciously name 3 things you're grateful for each day, no matter how small, you rewire your brain. Science now confirms what ancient wisdom has long known. Gratitude reduces anxiety, increases happiness, and builds resilience. It's as if your mind learns to recognize light even in the darkest places. Gratitude doesn't mean denying pain. It means seeing beauty alongside the pain, understanding that even challenges carry lessons. The heart that can say, "Thank you" in both joy and sorrow is an awakened heart, one that no longer depends on circumstances to find peace. In the practice of mindfulness, gratitude and presence walk hand in hand. You cannot be truly grateful and absent at the same time. Gratitude pulls you into presence, saying, "Stop, look, feel." Suddenly, the most ordinary things become extraordinary. The taste of tea, the rhythm of your breath, the laughter of a loved one, they all shimmer with quiet perfection. Take a few seconds now. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Ask yourself, what is one thing I can be grateful for right now? Maybe it's the simple fact that you are breathing, that you are learning, that you are still here, growing, evolving, alive. Gratitude is the seed of peace. The more you nurture it, the more life blossoms around you. Slowly, your perspective changes. You stop waiting for happiness to come someday because you start feeling it today. And when you live from that space of gratitude, you naturally radiate presence. You speak kinder, listen deeper, and love more fully because you're no longer distracted by what's missing. You're awake to what's here. Let gratitude be your meditation. Each breath a prayer of thanks. Each moment an invitation to return home, to yourself, to now. There comes a moment somewhere between one breath and the next when you realize life isn't waiting for you. It's happening right now, not in the dreams you're chasing, not in the regrets you're holding on to, but in this quiet, sacred moment unfolding in your hands. To live in the present isn't about perfection, it's about presence. It's about showing up fully for your own life, feeling the warmth of sunlight on your face, hearing someone's laughter without distraction, tasting your food as if it's the first time, breathing as if each breath is a blessing, because it is. Happiness was never hidden in the future. It was never something you had to earn. It has always been here, patiently waiting beneath your thoughts, behind your fears, within your breath. So today, as you listen to these words, pause, breathe deeply, feel your heart beating, proof that you are still alive, still becoming. You don't need to fix the past or predict the future to be at peace. You only need to be here, fully, gently, honestly. Every moment lived with awareness is a moment truly lived. And the more you awaken to the now, the more life reveals its quiet magic. Joy in ordinary moments, love in simple gestures, peace in just being. If these words touch something inside you, even a small spark, take it as a sign, a reminder to begin again, here and now. Leave a comment below and share. What does living in the present mean to you? Your reflection might be the light someone else needs today. And if this message resonated with your heart, stay with us, because in the next videos, we'll go even deeper. Learning how to bring mindfulness into daily life, relationships, and purpose. For now, just breathe, smile softly, and whisper to yourself, I am here, I am alive, and this moment is enough.